That we start coming back to the track now, and it's a good push before the very important games against Madrid and City. But it's a very good important. It's a very important win for us today.
And look, to have Ryan back in the side tonight, it must have been hard for you not being able to influence anything the last 3 games. It's so loud. I'm saying you're just pleased to be back.
Yes, of course. I had a little injury, been out for like 10 days, but I'm happy to be back with the team again.
Absolutely. Goals tonight for you, Mo. 2 and 2. That's 5 for the season. Are you happy with how your season started?
No, but I said from the beginning, but because I know football, I played football for many years. I said it's very tricky season for us because we had a few new players. Very good signing, but they need time to adapt with the old team. And we lost a few good players as well, so we just need time to adapt and know each other games, and everything will be fine.
I just want to say congratulations to you tonight, Mo. 250 goals for Liverpool. You are only the 3rd player in Liverpool's history to achieve that. You are up there with Ian Rush, Roger Hunt. How does that make you feel?
A great feeling to score goals and win trophy for this such a big club, and it's something I don't take it for granted. I'm so proud and so happy about that achievement.
Right, your reaction there, you were loving that number.
Of course, 250 is a lot, but we know how.
Well, look, congratulations to you both. Liverpool back to winning ways. Have a good week. Thanks, guys.
And 2 very happy Reds legends with me, Steven Gerrard, Stephen McManaman, Joe Cole alongside us as well watching that. Stephen, what did you feel were the improvements in the performance tonight?
I felt they were physical today. I felt like the steel was back, the work rate, the intensity out of possession, and I think all the good stuff come on the back of that. I think Villa were their own victims, really, overplaying in the build, too many mistakes there. The tactics weren't wrong from Aston Villa. I thought the manager got the tactics really well, spot on, started the game well, but too many mistakes in the build-up, and Liverpool punished them in the end for it.
When we were watching, Stephen used the word very professional from Liverpool tonight. Maka, do you agree with that?
Yeah, they're back at Anfield, where they are very comfortable. I know they lost the last game, but they could have easily scored 3-4 in that particular game. So to get back here in front of the crowd, big performances by big individuals. I thought Mo was excellent. Slobber's yet again was brilliant. Canate, Van Dijk, they looked a lot more assured, didn't they? And as Stephen said, the work rate was good today. They put in a real shift. They worked hard for each other, and they were quite comfortable. But that's what we expect from them here. We really do. But still, they had to deliver under intense pressure off everybody. And that's what good players do. You respond, don't you? If you have a poor game one week, you run out the next week and you put it right. And a lot of them have done that today.
How important as well was that clean sheet tonight, Joe, because it's the first one since the 14th of September for them.
Massive. I thought they defended set plays well. I thought the midfield 3, it's so important that them 3 stick together. In the big games, any team you play in the top 6, top 8, it has to be that 3 in there. They looked so much better. The balance was right. Sabozalai was brilliant again. And the intensity, Steve was right, the intensity was there. They was at it. That's the Liverpool team we're used to seeing. Whether it was the Klopp team or Slot's team last year, they always played with that fire and that intensity and that steel, and everything come from that.
That first goal came in added time of that first half. Just how crucial was the timing of that?
Well, look, it was a gift. Just before it, they had the goal ruled out for offside. The great ball from Szoboszlai for Ekatike's header, but they're just guilty of overplaying. And if Liverpool are set up to press you high, go over the press. There's no need to overplay in the first phase at all, and that's not an easy finish, by the way. It falls on his right foot. Yes, it's an open goal, but it's coming at you at speed, it's bobbling, it's on your wrong foot, and that's the 250. It was a gift.
Yeah, and it just changes the whole mood, doesn't it, at half-time? 0-0, Unai Emery's plan is effectively working. 1-0, you thought they're going to be in trouble, and that's exactly how it turns up. It's just moments in games changes how the game flows, and that one was a huge moment, and it's down to the goalkeeper, unfortunately. He's had his good times, but this was one of his bad ones.
Yeah, he had a bit of a shocker in that moment. It makes that half-time team talk, I'm sure, so much easier as well. And here is a smiling Arne Slot now. Hello. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Arne, this is your first time meeting Stephen, I believe.
I think it is. Good to see you. I did invite him already a few, not directly, but indirectly. For him to come to the training ground, but
I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sure you will be.
To join in or just to watch?
It's going to be a great mood at that training ground tomorrow after that win tonight. It really felt like the result was the most important thing tonight. But what did you like about the performance and the improvements you saw?
No, what I like most was that I think everybody here felt the importance of the game, and I'm talking about my players and I'm talking about the fans. So from start to finish, players showed up. Although in the last few games we've played in the first 5 minutes, we always conceded, and they had their chance which hit the post. But I think, like I said, the fans and the players felt that this was the moment today to show that we're still there.
And we were just talking before you arrived about the timing of that first goal. Just how key was that, given the way that the first half went, and how much did that change your team talk at half-time and improve that mood in the dressing room?
Oh, but goals make a lot of difference in football. So I'm not too sure, but maybe in other games we've created more chances than we did today. But it wasn't the first time, by the way, that we created a chance by a high press. And a mistake from them gave us the lead. And second half, another goal, a clean sheet. Like I said, we were ready for it today, I think. Against a team, by the way, that was in a very, very, very good form. So good result.
How have you been personally these last couple of weeks? I mean, I know you've come out and done media and the press, and of course you've said all the right things, of course. But how have you been?
Not everybody agrees with you.
But there's a lot of people who speak a lot of things. We've said that already today before the game. But how have you been? Because this is your first sort of setback at Liverpool.
Yeah, maybe in general as a manager.
Coach, yeah.
The good thing is, as a football player, I had many setbacks. So
didn't we all?
No, but the margins are small in the Premier League. You see it every single game, and again today as well, because now we're on the good side of things, winning 2-0. But it was again a close call, like our other games were as well. And I think what you have to do is address what goes well, address what doesn't go well. And in other games we've sometimes conceded sloppy goals. And today, of course, a big difference between the other games is not conceding a set piece. And all of that is helpful if you want to win a game of football, because every Premier League game is almost at the moment about set pieces. Yeah.
Arne, can I ask you about the midfield three? Yeah. I thought they were brilliant tonight, and you criticised in recent weeks conceding from counter-attacks, but I thought the balance was really good. And it was against a real test against Onana and Kamara. Was you happy with them?
Yeah, because they bring extra players to the midfield as well with their wingers. So no, I think they played a very good game as a team and individually. So it was a good performance, not only from the midfield. I think I saw some other outstanding performances as well. But this is also what you need if you want to win a game in the Premier League. You need a good balance in set pieces, and you need very good performances. Otherwise, other teams have too much quality to hurt you.
Can I just ask you about Gravenberch, the importance of him today, and how does that affect his minutes going into Real Madrid? Obviously, he came back, probably man of the match today. I thought he was outstanding again. Does that affect his minutes against Real Madrid?
Depends on how his ankle feels now. It's of course a difference if you've been out with a muscle injury or with an ankle injury. So I think he's able to go again, but we have to see how he comes out of this game. But I think this game also gives a bit of energy on itself to play Real Madrid.
Of course.
But yeah, it's true that that we also have to be smart about the minutes, because we have 19 to 20 players available. Normally, where 3 or 4 are out, that means a lot of minutes needs to go to the same players, and when they go to the national team, they have to play as well. But I think Ryan is able to play Tuesday again, but we have to wait and see.
And Mo Salah, of course, has had his share of scored his 250th goal for Liverpool in all competitions. That's something that should really be celebrated.
No, yeah, Mo again scores, which is not a surprise to anyone, I think. But what I also liked about him, that he was strong every time we played the long ball towards him. He kept the ball. He helped his team out just after he scored the 1-0 defensively as well. So I think this is the Mo he himself wants to see, and let's hope he can bring many more of these performances.
And any special plans for Tuesday? Real Madrid won again tonight, 4-0, top of the league.
Yeah.
You looking forward to it?
Yeah, you're always looking
Xavi Alonso back
to a Champions League night, but against Real Madrid, I think is even more special. That they have a good team and a good squad. That's not a surprise to me, you, or anyone. So we have to be very, very, very good again. Talking about counter-attacks, keeping them away from goals. So much space in their front two, front three. So much deep runs. So yeah, it's not a challenge, but a challenge to look forward
Great
to.
challenge, yes.
Yeah.
Arne, thank you. We'll get Stephen down the training ground tomorrow so he can put through his paces.
Just for a game of paddle, that's all.
Is he good at paddle?
Nice, average.
Not bad.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you. That Real Madrid game, of course, massive. Do we
Yes.
call that El Macario? What do we call it?
I don't know. Call it whatever you want to call it.
Big one for you, isn't
No,
it?
El Macarena.
Listen, it's a big one for Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'll tell you that. But Madrid were imperious again tonight. They won 4 and Bellingham scored. So at least there's 2 teams going in with really good form, and it'd be great to see.
But that's the demand here at Liverpool Football Club, especially on the back of becoming champions. You don't rest on that. It's about parking that up and going for the next prizes. So he's handled it well. It's a great win from a big win. He deserves a lot of credit for that. But, you know, they come thick and fast now. In 2 days' time, the pressure will build again because he'll be expected to beat Real Madrid.
Yeah, massive week ahead, isn't it? Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will be getting the post-match thoughts of Unai Emery. Aston Villa's 4-match winning run brought to an end
today around Anfield than it has been in recent weeks.
Yeah, and I think for Mo as well, I mean, he's had a lot of stick, actually, and some of it unjust recently. And there's been more focus on other aspects of his game because he hasn't been scoring. Tonight, he got the goal, but physically he looked really sharp and at it and hungry, like he was trying to prove a point to a few people. And I love that. You know, he doesn't rest on his laurels. He's still trying to score goals and be the best version of himself. And class is permanent. You know, just because he was missing a few chances and not hitting the heights he did last season, after, 7, 8 games, he was being criticised, which is just ridiculous. He's a class act.
He was being asked to be left out. He started 51 Premier League games in a row for Liverpool. And you could see the big smile when the number was put to him there. 250 goals. For a man where they signed from Roma and people were saying, well, he's not a goal scorer.
Well, how do they feel now? You know, because I just feel when Danny just mentioned it there, his game he changed today. His game changed. He was, over the last 4 or 5 games, his ball's coming up to him and he's just trying to lay it off and he's round the corner. Today he's holding it up again and he's being strong and he's having confidence. The more you give the ball to a player like Mo Salah, the better he's going to become, the more comfortable he's going to become. And I know that you mentioned as well, they were back to the team that kind of got them where they wanted to go.
It's highly prevalent that today as well, isn't it? Because he's talked about the new players settling in, but they all have relationships, the players, apart from Ekitike, the outfield players. They've played with Mo Salah for years, those players today.
Yeah, there's comfort and rhythm when you've got people around you. You know what they're doing instinctively. You don't have to overthink things. And maybe Dion's right. Maybe there was a bit more emphasis on getting him the ball today because then they're so used to doing it rather than looking up for Verts or whatever it may, or Isak, you know. So whatever for the next few weeks has to be done by the manager. He has to forget whether it's new signing or not, or someone needs a lift. You pick the best team to get some wins and get themselves back in the title race and also progress in the Champions. He's got no time to be keeping anybody happy. No. This is just get the best team on the pitch. Results.
And in terms of integrating new players, it's easier to integrate them into a winning team. Because everybody said, I was there the first night of the season, almost half the outfield players were new against Bournemouth, which is unusual.
People expect them just to fall into place and for it to work because they're very good players, they're world-class players, they're 80, 90, 100 million pound players. They should be fine. Yes, they should, after a period of time to get to know your teammates, because as a centre-forward, centre-half, I need to know who I'm playing with. I need to know where to pass the ball and who to pass it to, what foot to pass it to. When you've played with Salah and Virgil van Dijk, you said today, where's that diagonal that Virgil does, to Salah? We haven't seen it.
We actually saw it a couple of times.
We've seen it a couple of times today. So that's the comfortable part of your partnerships on the pitch.
And you said they had to score next, manage the game. They did. They got the luck of the deflection. You weren't too happy at Ryan Gravenberch being so far up the field at one stage.
Well, it paid off, but I just think that so many times recently Liverpool have conceded goals and lost goals by trying to win games rather than protecting a point net, maybe at Chelsea, for example, or even Man U at home. And Gravenberch, at times, he's finding himself, his instinct to get forward.
And consistently well.
They're better with him in the team, that's for sure.
I agree.
For sure.
And that reaction from Arne Slot was probably most Liverpool fans around the world when that second goal went in, because they didn't want any nerves, any helter-skelter football today. They wanted that win at all costs, didn't they?
It's relief, isn't it? It's relief. He's had to sit and answer a lot of questions about what's going on. And I think he's actually conducted himself really well. He's he'll have a glass of wine and be a bit happier tonight. Be a bit more, might sleep tonight.
Well, a week ago, the captain was getting questions about Liverpool's losing run, 4 in a row. Here he is after a return to winning ways, Virgil van Dijk.
What potentially was the difference?
I think in possession we were good. I think we found the spare man. Obviously, we found that we obviously saw that they would press with 2 strikers. So our number 6 would be free at times if we play the ball quick enough. And after that, I think we had good runs in behind. I think we had opportunities to score goals, and obviously the defending was, as a team, was good, and that made a difference, I think. Too.
Throughout this period of time, has it been hard for you as a leader to keep the heads up, keep the spirits, or has it always actually been okay behind the scenes and it's just more outside noise?
Well, I can tell you that even in good times, you have to still keep going and don't take your foot off the gas. What I've obviously noticed over the last couple of weeks especially is that there's a lot of noise that obviously you have no control over, and that we have to deal with as a team. And then some of them takes are absolutely ridiculous, but you have to deal with that. It's sort of outside noise that obviously can reach certain players, the group. It's about sticking together, and obviously I think over the last couple of games I've been saying, because obviously I have to do media duties all the time, I've been saying quite a lot of the same things, and maybe people get bored of it. Our fans, got bored of it over the last couple of weeks. But that's the only way. We're not going out there on the pitch to lose games. We're not going out there to be disappointed after games or leave fans disappointed going home. We want to work our socks off and win games, but it's not a guarantee. You play in the Premier League, you play on the highest level, in the biggest league in the world, and it's difficult obviously to stay calm, but you have to if you want to get back to where we want to be, and that's up there, but that's something for a later stage hopefully during the season to look at. Now it's time to keep working, never get too high, never get too low. I've mentioned it I think over the last couple of weeks also a couple of times, but it is what it is. We live in a world now that for footballers in this case, because that's the only thing I can speak about, that everyone can have their opinion on so many platforms and everyone knows it better. And we have to try and stay away from that and focus on the hard work that we've been doing.
Era or generation you play for Liverpool, you have to win. And that expectation, that global focus is on you. I was having a look earlier on, actually, under Gerard Houllier, where you actually were in a team, I'm sorry to say this, you started every game as well, that lost 4 in a row, like this team have as well. And I remember the questions being asked of Gerard Houllier then. So how is it to try and ignore that outside noise that Virgil van Dijk's talking about there? It was impossible.
It was easier for us because of the change now with social media. But
even when you saw the fans...
No, it was hard. It was hard. It was really difficult. We had meetings about it, and I remember it because it was so unusual, and it starts affecting you because you're thinking, how long is this going to go on? What have we got to do? He mentioned about the calmness, which Houllier was brilliant at. It was never, even when we were on winning runs, we were never the best. He never let that get to us. And when we were struggling like that period, he was, keeping it real and. But I think the lads now have a different world to deal with because the microscope on football now, worldwide, social media, television, radio, everything. So these young lads who are coming into one of the biggest clubs in the world where they're expected to win and perform, especially the new boys, but not just the new boys, but especially the new boys, they can't help but hear the noise. And it takes a real strong character at a young age to have such resilience to be able to just dismiss that and actually come through it. That's why it takes some time. But I've got no problem. I've got no doubt. With the new players, they're talented. But as you said earlier, and it's a great point. If you're bringing a couple into a winning team that's doing well and the confidence is up, it's much easier than throwing 4 or 5 of them all in to this season where they're expected to go and win the league because they won it last year. So that was a big day today for Liverpool Football Club. They've jumped back into the top 4. They've set themselves up for the week. And if they can get through the next 2 games without losing, I'd say that's a brilliant base to then kick on for the rest of the season.
I think having Virgil there and the way he spoke, you know, so calm and so measured. I think having players like him and Szoboszlai and Konate just calming things down. Even when you're losing, we're okay. We're okay. We've got enough here. It will come right. Let's just keep listening to the manager, keep doing as we're told, and keep applying our talent. We'll be okay. I like the way he talks. He talks like he plays.
Yeah, he
doesn't get phased.
You can relate to that when you joined Manchester United as well. The same thing that the microscope that you're under for everything that you do when it's not going correct.
And you know what it is as well, because I live in an area where there's lots of Liverpool players as well.